I think you're a co-host, so you should be able to just do it all,
Okie doke.
if that's okay. If you want me to, yeah.
I'd love you to, but if you are hopping,
Yeah, you'd have to share the, oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess we missed the window on that, maybe. Sorry.
I'm not sure we did. You're called the host and I'm called the co-host.
But I don't have your slides.
I've misunderstood. Okay, cool. Well, we will do it. Let me go to the tippy taps. Can I go? La otra dirección, por favor. Nope. Can I go back? I'm gonna stop sharing.
You can never go back.
Take two.
Never go back in time.
No, but
The time machine.
time, but possibly in this. What do we think, Madam Rodriguez?
Yes, I can try to share my screen.
Does
Lisa,
that sound like a good idea? Because
if it's easier. Let me see here. Oh my gosh, it's been way too long. Resume, let's see, share screen. Here we go.
We know our moments are precious with you.
Let's see. Can you? No, I don't think you can see my screen. Can you?
I can.
Oh, you can.
I
We
can.
saw the slides a moment ago. But
Yeah.
no.
Right now it's loading.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what I need to do then. Sorry.
That's good. Hello, familiar faces. Hello. Thank you so much. Appreciate. All righty. Where are we?
Oh, let's see.
I'm appreciating just the moment of pause.
Thank you. That's how we'll think about it. A moment of pause.
A moment of reflection.
Okay. Maddie. Great. Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. You've had your lunch and we're so thankful you came out to play with us. Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Lisa Edsall Giglio. This is my colleague cohort and conspirator in crime.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot I was the one moving the slides. Okay.
No, I thought you were going to introduce yourself in all kinds of groovy ways.
Oh, I thought that was slide 3.
Okay. This is our agenda, and we just want to keep it simple. We're going to tackle about 6 topics, and this is how we'll go through them. We'll look at what we're hoping to have as our outcomes today, how we got to this thinking. We'll do some play work. We'll look at some examples, and we'll consider an artifact. An artifact being an opportunity for us to each grow a slideshow to share with our teacher candidates. You've done such rich thinking today, you'll do the same tomorrow. And so we just want to help with kicking off you grabbing the fun things you have and then practicing a way to articulate them for yourself that helps us all move forward. Okay, so would you like to?
Sure. So as Lisa mentioned, my name is Bernadette. I'm a supervisor at San Jose State. I've been doing that for about 5 years. I'm bilingual field supervisor and really enjoying it, and grateful that Lisa, who has experience presenting at the conference, invited me to join her this year. So I am a newbie, and just one little tidbit about me is that I like the color yellow, so I decided to wear yellow is good luck for today. So with that, I'll let Lisa introduce herself.
Thank you, Bernadette. Bernadette and I worked together at San Jose State last year, and one of the things we got in professional development was a visit from Dr. Goldie Mohammed and a discussion of her book, Cultivating Genius. And Bernadette was kind enough afterwards to reach out to a few people and say, hey, I'm feeling a book club. Anybody else? And that is how she and I became colleagues. And so out of that, I then said, I know this fabulous conference. Maybe we could apply. That could be fun. And so that brought us to the conversation about what TPE we wanted to share with you today. We appreciate our learning is long and layered, but we thought maybe by focusing on one, we could get to something chewy with you today.
Yes. All right. So let's get started with our outcomes. And
Right.
go ahead, Lisa.
So one of the outcomes we all know intuitively and feel, that's why we're in the field we're in, is the students and engaging with the students and applying their knowledge. And that is so deep and round. And the reason we're doing this in small bits is there's many words. In short, prior experiences, the whole child. Bring it, all of it into your classroom. Second point. We really have heard everybody today and believe and work in the same way you do around connecting subject matter to real life context. We also heard as our keynote speaker speaking to the tension within that. So I'm unfortunately, that's our job, is to be in the tension. So I'm thankful to have that named today. And I'm thankful that we're in conversations about how to keep it real, about who our students are, their funds of knowledge, their culture, their language, all of them, and listening to them and trying to ground them more explicitly with family. Okay. And then we mentioned earlier in the agenda that what we'd like to do with you today is practice for a few minutes. There will be no test. The idea of creating a slide deck that takes not very long to create, that allows you to think through some playful activities, because if we've learned a number of things over the last few years, one of them would be creating low-risk environments is beneficial to all. And being playful is A to B. That's how we get there. So that's what we'd like to help with.
All right, and just to ground our presentation in a theoretical framework, we'll share with you where we're coming from, which should sound familiar to you based on the other presentations today. We borrow from the humanizing pedagogies of Paulo Freire, specifically his banking model of education, and we reject the notion that students come to us as empty vessels. And we look at classrooms as hopeful spaces where mutual humanizing pedagogies can take place through a variety of dialogic practices and those strong student-teacher relationships. And we also acknowledge the students' language and culture in the curriculum of the classroom. We are borrowing from Paris and Elaine's text of culturally sustaining pedagogies as a tool to create space for asset pedagogies to emerge for youth and communities, while maintaining a critical lens for racialized and minoritized students, where they can see themselves in the curriculum as a way to promote social change and work toward critical consciousness. And then, as Lisa mentioned earlier, we're borrowing from Goldie Muhammad's 5 pursuits of her historically responsive literacy framework, where identity asks us to look at the instruction on how our students learning and seeing themselves and others in the instruction and curriculum of the classroom. Skills, how does the instruction form the necessary skills needed for the content area? Her next pursuit is the intellect. How does the instruction develop knowledge and the mental strengths of the students? Moving on to the criticality pursuit, number 4, of how instruction creates space to act and think about power, equity, and the destabilization of oppression. And finally, her new book brings in her 5th pursuit of joy, on how instruction can extend and amplify and lift up joy in the classroom. So we hope you're in the right place as we share and our theoretical framework as the foundation of this presentation and move forward into some practical aspects.
Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. Okay, so TPE 1 in our conversations, we've come to appreciate that as much as we love this, engaging and supporting students in all learning elements, there might be deeper and more consistent ways forward that might allow for families to stay more clearly tied to what's going on. We don't have all the answers. We have some fun questions and we have some playful ways to think about it. But this really interests us both. So that's why we're picking this TPE for this moment, as we've all also experienced over the last few years, how much we have to gain from strengthening the bridge between the classroom and the family. We knew it before, but now cat's out of the bag. Whole world knows. Let's do it. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Bernadette. So we're going to have some fun for a hot little minute here. Okay. So shake your hands. We're just doing it. We're shaking our hands. We're shaking our shoulders. It's a shimmy if you want it to be. Personal choice. Personal choice. Okay. So we're going to get ready for a quick breakout room activity. If you have a phone or a device on you that can share a photo easily, that's what you'll be using. And what we assume is there's a story that goes with that photo. Just a fun photo for you. That's the entire description. So we're going to put you in small groups that you'll return to later with other questions. But for this one, we're just addressing our fun photo. And if I look at how many we are, let me move that. We are 40. So if we could have 10 breakout rooms, that would be really useful. And what we'll do is what do we have for this? We have like 3 minutes. Is that what we talked about? Dr. Rodriguez, I'm looking, we have a breakdown of everything from how long we're with you to how long we share out about it. And we want to give the emphasis to sharing out about it. So grab an image, talk about it, 3 minutes, and we'll be back.
Okay, I'll create breakout rooms. How's that?
That would be lovely.
10 breakout.
10 of them would be great because we've got 40 friends.
Yeah.
Thank you, 40 friends.
Yeah.
What?
Bernadette, can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
We are good for time. Just checking in. Time check is good.
Okay. I am going to get those links that are in the speaker notes.
Dr. Taylor, should I put you in a room? Let's see, you're in room 2. Hopefully you can join room 2. Let's see here. Maybe I'll move you to room. Move you to room 3. Hopefully you'll get something should pop up telling you. There you see it? Okay, you're on mute, but there we go. I didn't go to a breakout room. Do you want to go to one?
No, I wanted to talk to you about some links if you could help us
Oh yeah, of course.
with the link. So I just sent you the link for the Jamboard.
I know I can't. It's so frustrating because
You can't open it?
it doesn't let me copy from the chat.
Oh no. Okay,
You know
so
how it does that? If you share the Jamboard with me, do you want to let me put you in a room, Katrina?
Oh, I have a room. I just had a question because it was
Oh,
on where the slide shared because we read it and then we left and then now we don't know what we're supposed to do.
Oh, okay. Let's see. To everyone, share a photo. Bernadette, they're sharing a photo, fun photo.
But then there was like a Jamboard of some sort.
yeah, that'll
That's
come later.
later.
As soon as you
Oh,
come
okay.
back, then
So
we'll
just
go
photo.
and we'll
Okay,
explain
got
it.
it.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Sorry for the confusion.
Thanks.
Jamboard's coming.
Okay,
So
so
Bernadette, can you send me it via email and then I can copy and paste it?
Okay. My other question was if I just put it in the chat, when they come back, will they be able to get it?
Yeah, they should be able to all get it. if
Okay,
it's in
so
the chat.
there's the,
So you just have to do it again. Yeah, you might have to do it one more time when they come back. Some people Zooms give them access to chat when they're in a breakout, some don't. It's been confusing me all morning.
okay,
You know what I mean? So just paste it one more time when we all come back together.
okay, so,
And I wasn't keeping track of time, but I think we probably have one more minute, huh?
okay.
Maybe I'll do a little 1 more minute broadcast.
And then for copying again, I can just copy it.
Yeah, just do it one more time once everybody comes back.
Okay, okay, I will, thank you.
Do you think 1 more minute? I think so.
Okay, we just wanted, there's 4 people in the
Yeah,
room. We hope that
30
we'll be able
seconds.
to share a little story about the,
Yeah. The photo. This is fun.
yeah, hopefully. I just love Lisa. You can tell she's a theater.
Oh my
nerd.
gosh, she's so funny.
She's so great for late afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. Her energy is intoxicating. I'm like, wow.
It's good, good stuff.
Yeah,
Lisa.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, so did I say 1 more minute?
yeah,
So maybe I'll close them.
yeah. That'll
Okay.
be a minute.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll be putting them in breakout room. Putting them back in the breakout rooms for the same ones for the Jamboard.
Yeah, so maybe what they could do is open it before they go in the breakout room, so they have it pulled up, you know.
Okay, and so let me copy that again.
I see some smiles. It looks like good job. Some good stories, I would imagine.
If we were to stop right now, I'd feel like I had such a joyful day. That was such rich, personal, beautiful images. It was really an honor to see them. That was really gorgeous.
That's nice to hear.
Had no idea that would be so much fun.
Oops.
All righty, on we march. We are only 15 back, so we haven't, everybody's still coming back.
Everyone's still coming back.
Yeah, it's fine. And then,
They were having too much fun.
yeah, it's fair.
It's a
You can
good
kick them
sign.
out.
It's a good
but
sign
here,
when
they're
it takes a minute. I see smiles, good stories and good photos.
Okay,
We should have everybody put them somewhere, so I want to see all of them.
that would be beautiful.
Mhm.
Thank you, Aaron. Right? Yeah. Wonderful. So here we are. So we're going to talk about that for a hot second. We would love to hear your thoughts about that. And we didn't do this part, and that is on me. And part of that is what we would have liked to have done, but we want to keep to time. So what we think about a lot in how we discuss collaboration as a verb and an activity is something we talk about and don't always practice. And so our hope had been assign roles. So we would have had a note taker, a timer, a reporter. I'm so sorry. That's our warm-up one. Well, I'm sorry. Am I cutting us off, Bernadette? I'm doing the wrong thing. Right? Because we haven't gone to the Jamboard yet. So I should not speak these.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
We were going to tell them what they were going to do, and that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
You're okay. You're okay.
One leg off the track, not completely derailed.
No, you're all good. You're all good. And
but I really want to hear about the photos. No, okay. So the photos was to get acquainted, part 1. Part 2 is the Jamboard activity. Some of us have used Jamboard today. Some still don't want to know a thing about it, and that is fine too. All perspectives welcome. But that I just did run through how we'd like to be used in the next group we're in. And this is just for us to have a quick moment to look at the 8 elements that comprise TPE1. Right? Does that sound right? So we've got a note taker, a timer, a reporter, and tell me this last one, Jamboard slide, because I can't remember, equals your breakout room +1.
Yes. So in your breakout rooms, we hope you'll take about 8 minutes. Well, now maybe or to sort of look at your the element that you're assigned, and your assigned element will be based on your breakout room number +1 in the Jamboard room. So if you are breakout number 2, you add 1, your slide 3. If you're breakout room number 4, you add 1, your slide 5, to discuss element 5 of the TPE 1. And we'll give you about 4 minutes to look into that and chat about that. And you can use the sticky notes to add your comments on the slide. And can you tell me if you have access to the Jamboard? I put those links in the chat, but do I need to do it one more time?
I accessed it, but I don't know if others have clicked on it yet in the chat.
Okay,
Maybe one more time.
let me try to grab.
Are you,
What's that?
so if I'm new to this game, if I heard you correctly and I get put in room 2, I'm looking at element 3. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes.
Great. And I've got about 4 minutes. And if there are 5, and if there are 3 people to a group, and if there are more, that's fine. That could people volunteer within those groups to be a note taker, a timer, and a reporter so that we can share back?
Right. So can you try to click on that link there and see if it works?
Oh, the one in our slide
I'm
isn't working.
clicking on
I-
TPE
the
one
TP
element.
Yeah, I've got the
The Jamboard
elements.
Which one?
Okay, that is
Are we
the,
gonna click
yep,
on the
no,
Jamboard link?
yeah, I thought that was the link to the Jamboard, but I will re-add it again
Oh,
here. Yeah, let me close that. Sorry, you can see all my messy windows. Airing dirty laundry here.
I was going for colorful windows. Yeah.
All right, I had put them here. So let's try this one again. This one should be let me try it before I give it out. No, still wrong. Okay,
E1.
let me stop sharing for a second. Let me go grab that.
I can try to share the link for the Jamboard because I think it let me.
Oh, it did, Lisa. Oh, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Right here. We're
Okay,
supposed to
The
click on.
Jamboard, and we have the TPEs. Okay, great.
okay, wonderful. Glad those worked. All right, so everyone should have access to those.
So 4 minutes, I can set a time.
I don't see anything.
Are we assisting people to bounce into rooms or?
The same ones, I think, would be fine.
Thank you.
Just open them.
Thank you. I'm going to go to.
Okay.
I'm confused right now, so I'm trying to, am I supposed to get a join symbol? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Let's see, Edwina, I'll assign you to room 1. How's that?
I can see the jamboree, but I don't see, oh, there you go, room 3. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, Lisa, and I'm going to try to, since that would work better than what I did with the links, I'm going to go ahead and see. I think we're going to do one more breakout room toward the end of the presentation. So I'll send you that link.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I'll just put it in the, but now I have, let me go down here.
So you are asking people to. You might want to post the directions in. Oh, I see, in the Jamboard too.
They are on slide 1.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Okay.
That's why we had to do the +1.
Yeah,
Okay.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay,
Slide.
so here should be a link to a slide deck called Thin Slides.
Okay, let me see if I can. Why? Oh, I'll go to it and then copy the link. Let's see if I can.
Okay.
Copy link. Yes. Perfect. I copied it. So I'll wait to pop it in until everyone's back.
Yeah. It's not till the end. I think it's
Okay.
it is it's after we present some examples from the field
Okay.
and
Perfect.
after we do a stretch. Yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah. And do you have the link to the slides?
I don't know if I got it. I was looking through my emails.
Okay, let me
If you
see.
don't mind.
Okay, no, absolutely.
send it to
It's
me.
probably,
That would be
okay.
helpful.
Yes, okay. Given that we are having some issues here. Okay, try that for you. I didn't do it directly, but sorry.
Yeah, that works. So what I might do, I can put it into the resource folder.
Okay, and then I tried to put the links in the speaker notes, so if you need to grab them from there as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'll save that.
And did we set a timer? 4 minutes?
I
you said?
did, yes. So
Okay,
we
thank
have
you.
a minute 50.
Okay, hope that's enough time for them to talk about it. Let me see if I can get to the Jamboard myself.
I know. I hope so too.
Just to see what's happening there.
Yeah, good idea.
All right, well, nothing there. Okay, a couple of things there. Nothing, a couple of things, okay. Nothing. Okay, lots of things on element 8. Okay,
That's good.
that's good.
The group 7 is busy.
Nice when they're busy.
Yeah,
Well, at least we'll have like,
talking. Some groups, I know how it is. If the note taker wasn't identified.
yeah, and it's so hard. We're so passionate about what we do.
Yeah, I know we
Which
want to spend talking to each other is rare, right?
oh, that's what makes this conference so valuable.
Okay, I know that's what we always hear. It's like the conversation part. I think just having them in breakout rooms, talking to each other, even if they don't put anything on the slide, it's worth it.
Yeah, no, thank you for all you do to put this together too. This
Oh,
is
of
my
course.
third conference.
Good. That's exciting. It's so nice to hear people come back and
Oh yeah.
are enjoying it. So it's super rewarding for me and the whole team. So I'm wondering if we should give them like 2 more minutes. Are we going to have time? The next session start, or we kind of wrap up at what,
250, right? Is our last is where we're done, right? Okay, 20
yeah,
minutes.
2:50.
Okay. See if
2 more minutes. I just feel like they might need a little more time, but it's up to
no. Based on what we're seeing in the Jamboard, I think you're right.
okay. 2 more minutes. We gave you a bit more time.
Okay, I'm seeing more post-its now. I think they.
So 1 minute, I'll close it. Let's do that.
Right.
It's always
All right. And I will try to move that here. Right.
So do you have a team from San Jose State here attending?
It feels that way, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think it was.
I'm
Yeah,
planning on
yeah.
maybe putting you all in a breakout room at the end to kind of share what you
Yes,
learned.
we
Like
have
yeah.
multiple subject and single subject here, so
Yeah.
it's really nice. It just happened that way. I'm telling you, San Jose State loves this conference. So
Oh, good. I know. I feel I'm like there's a loyalty factor there. So people are showing up. Okay, so I will close, give them a 1 more minute. So
okay. And at this point, then, are you able to share the slides?
oh, I don't know if I I didn't keep it open. I just
Oh,
saved
okay.
it to my
That's
desktop.
fine.
I'm so
I
sorry.
will get back to where we are then. So when I share. Okay.
But I
Uh,
will click those others. I'll drop those other slides in when you tell me to.
okay, thank you. And let me see. Are they
I know it's fun to have a lot of different things, but then it gets it's complicated, huh?
engagement is complicated.
Yeah, exactly. Engagement is complicated, getting people moving around and doing different things.
Mhm.
Time.
And timing.
Yeah.
So we'll need to move along. Let's see.
250. Yeah, 250.
Yeah, 250. So about. I think. All right, welcome back, and thank you for sharing those ideas in the Jamboard through the Post-it notes. And I'm wondering if someone from Element 1 would like to share.
I can do that. Natalie was our note taker. And so we had quite a few different things that came up. In the elementary experience, it was observed that a candidate was integrating the element 1 to include inclusivity in most of their lesson planning. And it was also integrated into classroom discussions. Additionally, their use of another example was the use of panels in the community and students that discussed an event, and then choice on how it was going to be represented and connecting to current events. And so then we segued, we also talked about the use of choice boards, giving students agency in that area. And another observation was with the secondary student teacher who used the intersectional identities of students to engage in a lesson focused on immigration in a history class.
Wow, fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you, Christian. How about Element 2?
I can share on that. We found this a little challenging because we felt like this would be handled mostly by the cooperating teacher, but we also felt that it's important that a student teacher have the opportunity to participate and observe and connect with families as much as possible, but they would most likely be in a more observing role since they aren't the main teacher for the class, and depending on how much time they are in the classroom. If they're part-time, it's gonna be very different than if it's a full-time student teacher.
All right, thank you, Jennifer, for sharing that. And the areas that will move it forward or hold it back a little bit. Thank you. Element 3.
Well, I was taking notes, so I wasn't jamming very much on the Jamboard, but I got what I could on. So maybe one of my colleagues in the group can kind of explain.
I can explain. Thank you, Dr. Taylor. We talked about that technology is such a big focus now, that's implemented, and one of our supervisors supervises lots of student teachers in special ed. So she shared that that's really been an integral part of special education. But we also talked about that even in the regular general ed classroom, using technology gives them more individualness now, but at that appropriate level. If a teacher is assigning like a math lesson, they're not all on the same lesson. It's geared towards what that student's capable of. So technology is really integrated. We talked a little bit about MTSS. A lot of the schools, do so much as their focus of MTSS that there's a lot of training and in-service training on that. So that really helps. So technology has really come around to be important in the classroom.
Oh yeah, one of the outcomes, I think, of COVID, the tech piece. Yeah. All right. Element 4.
No takers? Should we just read it then and go on? Do you have it in?
Sure.
I don't see anything on the Jamboard.
Okay, let's go to 6 then, element 6.
No, five. Five.
Five, sorry.
We did critical thinking, and we first mentioned that the problem with some of our student teachers is that they aren't critical thinkers themselves. So having them come up with a lesson for it. So we took the topic of water, and then the question was, what are some problems or challenges that we have with water, especially in California? And then I shared how I had done a unit on water reclamation and what are some things that we can do to solve water problems. Is that good?
Fantastic. Thanks, Gwen.
Sure.
And we can move on to element 6.
Well, I was the note taker, but it'd be great if someone would share. Can you guys see the Jamboard?
I'm not sharing it, Lisa.
Okay, then I'll give you little hints. Old Globe, Reader's Theater, Aztec. Somebody want to take it from there?
Was that 7? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did 7, Lisa.
Wow. Okay, that's 2 for me.
Okay.
It's a tie.
In the inappropriate zone.
That's
Great.
all right. We can do 7 and go back to 6. No.
Okay, so 7, we talked about opportunities to access the curriculum by incorporating visual and performing arts. And I was talking about the Globe Institute that we do at UC Davis, where students are taught in the Shakespearean form. And Lisa, maybe you can help me explain this, but they come to show our students how to teach Shakespeare in a very active way. And so I've seen some of my students actually put that in the classroom, even not doing Shakespeare, but just any literacy story where the teacher actually reads the story, and then the students have to get up and act out what the story's about. And then when they're done, they whoosh out, and then it goes on to the next group of students that reenact or dramatize the next section of the story.
Mhm.
And goodness,
Wow, Lisa, that was a perfect room for you. Lisa has a strong theater background, so that's great. All right, how about moving on to 8 and then hopping back to 6?
we did in 7. I mean, Reader's Theater, a lot of people have, but just for 7, also there was a presentation of, yes.
Of
There you go.
at the Aztec culture, and down Tulum, and looking at the images of early football games, which introduced the idea of sports and sports equipment that the students could learn and build on from the historical perspective.
Okay, great. And at this point, we'll do either 6 or 8.
We're
Anyone?
monitoring student learning and adjusting instruction. We did a lot of what we saw. We didn't say anything about how to encourage it. So we did a lot of cooperative groups, walking around and monitoring, checking for understanding, lower grades, thumbs up, thumbs down, exit tickets, think, pair, share, and then the electronic ones were Kahoots and other similar things. So the students are kind of still in that gaming mindset that they like.
Okay. Thank you everyone for sharing. And I think we're gonna come back to our slides real quick and move forward. And we want to offer some of the examples from the field that we've seen as supervisors. So Lisa, you want to take it?
Sure. This was an example of the building of sung stories over a year. And I'll say that the reason that's interesting to me in the setting is it's focused on student agency through student choice and literally through student voice. It is a joyful practice of competence, of sensory skills that apply all of the C's that we enjoy. collaboration, communication, creativity, critical thinking, and cultural inclusion. So with those in mind leading this investigation of a story, a sung story that can happen over a year, what is touched on is a lot of language arts, a lot of literacy, an exploration of genres, poetry, so we can look at how music is written, why you would bother to repeat, why you have a chorus movement. The students are then held to standards around music, singing, movement, and acting. And then the end piece of it is actually full-on design. So they're designing a set, props, costumes. So it is a class theater company, if you will. And that allows people with different inclinations to begin their journey and join the group that results in a year's work of sung stories. Some people call it opera. Third graders call it recess. The similarity is that it's high stakes, it's drama, it happens with music and voice and story and acting. And I had the great pleasure of doing a number of these in schools in mostly the San Francisco Unified School District and also in other parts of the Bay Area. And the results of which were deep integrated learning as well as standalone arts learning and incredible community building in classrooms that would then spread into the hallways. You know, boats that had been built would go by and, you know, castles would go the other direction and people would be practicing. So that was just a very joyful way to consider many content areas and grew literacy and community in a lot of ways. So that was my experience I wanted to share.
Thank you. And then I will share an example from an experience I had in the field with TPE 1. The context is a first grade dual immersion classroom. It is the beginning of a unit. The teacher candidate is incorporating a See, Think, Wonder strategy, also known as observation charts, through within the GLAD GLAD strategy. And so here's just a quick little introduction to observation charts. If you aren't familiar with them or you know them by another name or See, Think, Wonder. And so here is what they sort of look like in the classroom. There's a picture and the students ask themselves, what do they see? What do they think? And what do they wonder? And so in the classroom, this was sort of a practice, but the candidate wanted to change it up a little bit. And she had an assignment from her science course around birds. And she knew from her relationship building with the teacher candidates that she had students from the US, students whose cultural history was from South America, others from Central America, and still others from Mexico. So she, armed with this information, she created this new version of See, Think, Wonder, where it's more than one image. And she took a bird from the US and she presented the students with this particular mat of different photographs. And the students would write what they observed. She took a bird from Mexico and she put the bird in different positions and different environments, so the students could share what they saw and they could write. She also took a bird from Central America and she decided that she wanted to make it engaging and she wanted to create a joyful opportunity for the students to invite their curiosity. And so she went above and beyond, and she sort of created sort of a flip book, if you will. So these index cards here, she wanted the kids to lift them up, and underneath them were some other images for the students then to think about and wonder about. And so she asked them here, what oh, the bird says, what am I eating? And then they would lift it up and they would talk about it. And then here says, find me or look for me. And that is what she did. And then she knew she had some students who were from Guatemala. So she brought in the national bird of the country, and she would then ask them to write. And that is part of the strategy. And so you can see the students are writing that the Quetzal has many colors, that and they're in the process of finishing up a thought here. And then the kids were very much into penguins, as all the first graders are into penguins. And so she brought in penguins, not because anyone lived in the Antarctica, but just because she knew from knowing them and building those strong relationships with them that they enjoyed that. And so you can see the kids are writing that the penguins are jumping on the ice and they're eating fish. And so they put in their thoughts of what they were seeing and observing with the connection to writing. And
Okay, that's us.
Could I just add one little thing here? For number 6, I observe the bilingual students at the end of a semester, and I was in an elementary school, I think 3 semesters ago. The young man was a musician, and he was a good 6'7" tall, I would say, and he was with these little first graders. So his way of, I think, of supporting the learning environment of students and making them feel comfortable was he sat cross-legged with them in a big circle. So then he was much more down on their level. And then he wanted them to learn to beat the drum. So he started with the heart, his own heart, and he had them heartbeat and feel their hearts. And they built up from there to a beat. And then they did it on the floor, and it was just the most beautiful situation I had seen for building the language. And then they talked about, you know, the different words from Spanish to English of beats and drums, and it was a perfect lesson, I think. So just wanted to share that for number 6.
no, I'm glad that you did, Janice, because now we have a third example from the field. And so that's great. That's great.
I didn't state, and I should have said explicitly that the families also get very involved in that process, and they have lots of opportunities to connect based on the teachers updating them of what's going on, or students sharing with them what's going on. And so that allows then all those languages into the class and into the text of the sung stories are just as well. Again, reflecting.
Okay. And I think Lisa has another brain break for us right now.
Well, this was right here, and I think the break has been made rather clear to you. We were going to just take a quick 30 seconds to get up and move it, as they say in Madagascar. So whether you can stand with me and move, or whether you would like to do it from where you're sitting, can we please just move it? Please join me.
Move it. Move it. Move it, move it.
Oh, standing gas. Yes. Shake your tail. Have a seat.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for moving it with us. And we're going to jump back into the presentation with another visit to the breakout rooms, and just give you an opportunity to compare what you talked about earlier with the 3 examples that we talked about in the field. And then hopefully that may have jogged some memories of things you've also seen in the field. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put you in the same breakout rooms and have you share for about 4 minutes, and then we'll just debrief if you'd like to do that. Okay.
simply our students, their knowledge, and the holistic child, the all of the child, which would include its family, its adults, its language, its culture, all of the things, and the home life of our muffins, of our students. The other was connecting subject matter to real life context. We heard the tension about that earlier today, which we're all living, and I guess it's the best fight we can be in. And then right now you're finishing off with creating, having a go at a thin slide to create a slide with an image that allows you to just start this conversation with yourself. So you can, our ideal thought was that when our teacher candidates have their first day as a teacher in a classroom, that they have some more structure that we've created with them. That's our hope, because we know it's about to rain on them in agendas. And so we just want to help fortify them a little bit. And we think whatever artifacts you can come up with them or on your own are useful to them. And we would love to invite you to do that.
Great. And I just want to leave with a closing quote about joy. And with some intentionality, this new school year can be filled with joy. Rediscover your joy in teaching, because each student coming into your class deserves to experience the joyful you as a supervisor. And we invite you to further explore TP1 with your candidates as a means of co-creating artifacts for joyful experiences and educational equity. And if you would like to engage in dialogue with us further, here you can find us here. So I think that takes us to
Perfect time.
2:50. Okay.
That was fun.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
I put the
Thank you.
link for the final. We are going to have a final little debrief, just wrap up and kind of come together at the end of the day to reflect a little bit and think about, you know, what we heard, what we learned, what we're going to take away, and then look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sullivan, for all your support throughout the whole thing. And thank you, audience. You're magical and fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was wonderful.
Thank you.
High five, Bernadette.
Yeah.
Good job.
I want the semester to start tomorrow, so I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, you got energized today. Yeah.
Thanks, Janice. All right.
Okay, we have take a little break and then hopefully we'll see you back in that debrief session.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to hop off myself.